Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Kill myself Officiating on the show this evening. It's a one and only All Bear and the King. Yes, the King. Bridgeman. How we doing, boys?
I'm good. How are you two?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Sun kissed, mate.
Brownish.
How are you, Bridge?
Oxchair, I'm doing very, very well, thank you. A big good evening to yourself and, of course, the technical team in the background and yourself, Paul Bear. Please carry me through tonight. I'll be very happy. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Have you recovered for last night, Ob?
Just about, mate. Just about. I had my wee band suit on and everything marching about last night. It was good.
I'm no one for spreading rumours, but I heard you were marching up and down with your symbol.
I was, mate. I was. I'm fluent on the symbol. That's me.
Fuck, the one a better word, Bridge. That was two potlids. You ought to see his triangle.
Oh, that's some size, by the way. You can jump through that, actually. It's like tubular bells.
Okay, we'll part last Sunday. Would that be fair? Yeah, it's part.
Yep.
It's gone. It's whatever. All the focus is now turned to Saturday. Bridgeman, you always say it. The biggest game of the season. Wow, you're right. All we have today is win 2 halves of football. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got to bring everything we can, all the ammunition we've got, and don't leave anything on the park. It's as simple as that. And of course, back of your mind, or the forefront of your mind, I should say, got to win. For us, anyway, for the fans, Rangers fans say we must win. The players, well, I know some of the players are slightly below form, or maybe a lot below form in some cases, but they're the ones we've got, and whomever they pick, whomever the manager picks, we're right behind them, and let's get in there and see what we can do against this team.
Yeah, you can only pee with you've got all there, can't you?
That's that, mate. His selection will be his selection. It's there's no much fiddling about it. It's just who's available. Nothing more.
To be
than
fair,
that.
it wouldn't be the first time there was fiddling about in that stadium, but
well, they've got history of that. Mate. They really have got history of that. So it's a word that we should continually use for them. I mean, because it's a good descriptive word to show you what we think of them. But anyway, so Clement will have his work cut out regarding just getting fit players, mate. As usual. And then we'll see what the officials bring us this time, because they've affected every old firm for the last 2 years. And no in our favour, mate.
No. What, Bridge, if you look at the first game at Ibrox, we were really poor, and they beat us 1-0. They weren't great, and they were hanging on at the end. Yeah, the game at Parkhead, we had chances to go in front, didn't take them. One sitter, Dessers, one in goal, and a couple of good chances, and then they score, and then just after half time, another goal, and quite quickly get man sent off. And you're thinking, at the time, I would imagine we'd all been thinking, oh God, this could be 3 or 4 again, yeah. But never. We got the sleeves rolled up. Tavernier scored the goal. Big Sterling took the game by the scruff of the collar and dragged us forward, pretty much single-handedly, in my opinion, and supported with a few other players. And they were hanging on at the end. They were baying for the final whistle to go, and clearing the ball and kicking out the park, and we could have got an equaliser if Doyle got it right. The last game, I accept. A wind-affected game. They dominated the first half. We were poor after a terrible start. Could have been 2 or 3 down at half-time. In the second half, we scored 4 good goals. Albert, what have we got to fear?
There's nothing to fear, mate. Absolutely nothing. It's a game of football. This is the thing it's got. And these last 3 games this season has proved that. There's not much between them. So they got a couple of breaks, of course. Well, so they've also got credit. I mean, they've scored a couple of good goals as well. But they've had Golson trying to hit their ball and get a penalty for that. They got a deflected one with Tavernier, the last one, and I don't know what he's thinking. But we get outplayed, outfought in that first half. There's no doubt about that. You can't stick your head in the sand and say that didn't happen. That happened. But the second half, different, completely different. What happened in the second half? They thought they were just going to see that 2-0 out and then maybe catches on the break, maybe once or twice, take a wee 3 or 4-0. Didn't work out that way, mate. They fell apart. They completely and utterly fell apart. And if that goal that Dessers had scored was stood, would have won the game. There's no doubt about it, mate. There's only one team going to win that game. But that's it. So for that point of view, there's nothing to fear. Nothing at all. It's just a case of, I've heard all the rallying calls, I've heard all the call to arms and the battle fever and all that. It's a simple fact, mate. Each player needs to win his battle, his individual battle. Each player needs to keep the heat, keep the cool, and win his individual battle. Keep focused. Do not get dragged into anything. And if we win our individual battles, I don't see a problem. Really, honestly, I don't. It's winning the individual battles. With that, the team performance comes. But it's not good if only 2 or 3 years of winning your battles. We all need to take somebody on. So your opposite you're playing, you dominate him. You've got to win that battle. And that's in some parts of the last games, that's what's been happening. We've been letting them dominate it. And that's wrong. That's just simply wrong. But again, we've got certain players who just can do professional fouls all day long and never ever get booked for them. So we've got to call on the officials to do their jobs and do them properly.
Yeah, we're going to try and get some posted on social media. Some we picked up at the weekend. We've had it up our sleeve for a couple of days. Just a video shows you what we're up against. Bridgeman, was that fair?
Yes. What you mean? What all we were saying, or what?
Both.
The video you sent us.
Both.
The video you sent us. What can I say? That seems like common practice with any time we play, or any times they play. They get, as Albert says, they get away with it, and it's as simple as that. And they have the referees, in my opinion, they have the referees in their pocket. And it's the same referees that go into VAR. They look at the same thing, and you're sort of wondering why some of the decisions aren't given to Rangers. They don't get given because the referee makes some other excuse up. And the last one, when the boy palmed the ball out, they're right back. He palmed the ball out in front of Seamer and pushed it out for a corner. And 1, it's inside the penalty area. 2, if it's not going to get that, it's going to be a corner because Seamer never had the ball past it. And number 3, they said, oh, well, when we look back, it would have been offside anyway. Okay, that's fine. We can accept that to a certain extent. So it's an offside shot then, outside the box, because that's where the guy was, outside the box when he was offside. No, he did a goal kick. That kind of stuff needs to go. And we need to be aware of that at Rangers and at the top level of Rangers, not the players, but at the top level of Rangers. Everything that we see, the fans say they see, should be looked at. And I'm not being funny. It should be looked at and taken up by the club because they do it. That's the truth. They do it. Can we get some clarification on this, sir? Yeah, thank you very much. So that's what I want to say.
I don't know if I want to argue about every throw in. And I also don't want to be like them, if I'm being honest. Albert?
Aye. We don't want to go down that road. But we need to call out cheating when we see it.
Aye.
Absolutely.
And that's a fact. Well, it's been pointed out already in platforms all over the place that Colum lied in that last Old Firm game at Parkhead. He just lied, mate. And there's no getting away from it. He lied. And what's his reward? He gets the same game again. But he's in the park this time, so the VAR.
He's promoted. He was only in the VAR.
That's what I'm saying.
He was in the wee box, wasn't he? With a curtain on it. I mean, sorry, with in a studio.
Oh, yeah. So for lying and cheating, you get rewarded with the game to actually referee the game. It's mental, mate. But it's Scotland. It's the way they do things up here. Well,
I'm actually surprised. I thought Clancy might have got the game. So there you go. I'll put my money on him getting the cup final.
Aye, well, of course. But anyway, they've affected all these Old Firm games. But I mean, it's not right. It's just simply not right. How many goals have they disallowed to get for us? How many penalty claims have they no gave us? It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. But it's out of all, my big bugbear is the amount of professional fouls they get away with. It's incredible, especially that wee trumpet, their captain. He gets away with murder. Absolutely murder, mate. It's shocking the amount of professional fouls that guy does. And never get. He does it for see if you get the kickoff. Watch him for the kickoff on Saturday. I bet you plays a player off the ball. In my day, your day, you can't play players off. That's a foul. That's an automatic foul. And in the modern day, it's an automatic booking. But it doesn't seem now that's the case because he does it. We take the they take the kick off. He'll stop your player running towards the ball. He does it every game, every single game. Plays a player off the ball and he gets away with it. And that's the start of it. It starts for the end. It just escalates. In my mind, they're unrefereeable, mate. That's what I say. The whole team, especially at Parkhead, and the away games, but especially at Parkhead, they're unrefereeable. I don't know if that's a word, but I made it up, but it's there.
It's not the first time you've made something up, is it?
No, it's not, mate. No, but you get my meaning anyway.
Mm-hmm. We're only getting the ironing boards and electric blankets. Generation game it.
Aye.
But you're absolutely right, Albert. You're absolutely right. I'm not be kidding. That's brilliant. Well, good summing up. As soon as you see the referees, as soon as you see who the officials are for the game, all the officials, including the VAR people, then you probably find, well, wait a minute, are the odds stacked against us or not? I think they're all stacked against us.
Yeah, but can we agree that in one thing, do we agree that Butland will be in goal?
Aye, I think Butland will be in goal. I think that's safe to say, mate.
Mm-hmm. Safe bet, aye.
Aye, okay. Aye. At least we all agree on something, you know. But look, it's a big game, Bridgeman. And I think you said at the start you don't want us to leave anything out in the park. Yeah, and sometimes you need a bit of luck. It can be simple as that. Because I think, having watched all the games like everybody else, yeah, we've not won this season against them, and there was times where we shot ourselves in the foot, but there was times where we've totally dominated them, particularly at the end of the games. But we've also got to take our chances, Bridge. We cannot spurn these guilt-end chances in these big games, mate.
Yeah, you know, the words you said a minute ago is absolutely 100% true. This is the biggest game of the season. It's the next game. It's the biggest game of the season for a whole myriad of more positive for Rangers and so on and so forth. It is the biggest game of the season for us in a long time. Big game, and we cannot leave anything behind us. Not do it. So as far as I'm concerned, all of our players, all of them, to give it and need to give it all the way out, all to the end, and give it for the Rangers. And that's really and truly what the games should be about. All the games, not just this game, but all the games. And we need to learn to do that. I don't think some of our players have done that yet, and they're going to have to do it. I just want Rangers to be the best they can be, and I want Rangers to be, as you said there, a bit of luck, to carry the luck. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. It's difficult to make your own luck at Celtic Park. It's very difficult. And I hope Rangers can do it. And obviously, we'll be following and cheering them on, that's for sure.
It's making your own luck, mate. Sometimes it's out your hand. Most of the times it's out your hands. It's things happen on the park that you have complete no control over. Some crazy decisions get made, and you're just scratching your head saying, "Yeah, don't understand. I just don't understand." But as long as we don't get wrapped up in it, as long as the players don't get wrapped up in it, as long as they just keep their cool, and bide their time, and things will work out for them. Okay, I'm convinced of that. It's when we lose the plot and we don't concentrate, and as I said earlier, win your personal battle. You must win your personal battle. And if I was coming on, that's what I tell them all, every single one of them. I don't want one of you coming in here losing your personal battle. You've got to win it. If you win it, we're in with a shout.
We've got to make sure. Sorry.
On you go.
I was going to say, well, the manager and the players, of course, got to make sure that Tavernier is on the ball from the very first minute. There's been a few games now he started badly, and it's been certainly the last time we played him, it had been a horrendous, and that caused a major problem for Tavernier for the whole of the first half. Second half, it was a different game, but we need to make sure that doesn't happen, because you're just giving them the chances. And the midfielder should run in front of that wee guy. If that guy's in my if he's playing, just run in front of him. And I know he's fast and all that, and you need to catch him to do that, but run in front of him, and that's it. Get a foul away. It's not going to the end, right? It's just a foul. That's the way I see it, anyway. Forgive me.
No, I mean, I don't think he's the danger man that other people think. I mean, I know that if you go back to the game, Ibrox, Talgate after a horrendous start, I don't think he's the flying machine all about it some people make him out to be. I think what he does is he keeps going. Yeah, he's like a dog chasing a ball.
He keeps going. He's also a dangerous player for your safety. I don't think he's a particularly good football player either. I mean, thank God he's no, because he'd be a hell of a player if he actually could play the game properly. You know, I mean, he really would. But he's a bomb pot. He runs into you. Watch him. He done Cantwell.
It was a penalty. It was a penalty all day long, mate.
All day long. But he done his knee, and that Cantwell was it. Nobody mentions it. Nobody even brought that up. He done it, and he intended to do it. You know what I mean? It was an intentional one, and that's what he does. He just runs into players. He's mental. But again, referees don't seem to see that as a problem. But
it's funny how they have problems in Europe with the same things, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, this is the thing you say. I mean, the kid they're going on about Rangers have not beat them up at Parkhead for X amount of years. You're going, do you not find that strange? We can beat other teams all over Europe, even in their own backyard. In fact, the European finalists were beating their own backyard, but we can't seem to beat them. Why is that? Why is that? There's got to be more to it. Yet when it comes to Europe, they can't win in Europe, home or away. You sit and say that's not a coincidence, mate. There's something going on here. This is not right, and that's what's happening. The referees, the referees and the linesmen, there's just, I'll say it again, unrefereeable. It's crazy. Something needs to be done about it. They think it's the other way about. They think we get more than a fair share of decisions.
No, they don't think that at all. But they spread a narrative to try and get the next decision, mate.
Aye, exactly. So that's my thoughts on it. And if we could just have officials that could actually just do the job right, we're not looking for favouritism. We're not looking for everything to go your way. We're not looking for, poor range. We're not looking for any of that. We're just looking for it to be fair. Just be fair. And all decisions are subjective. But it's funny how these subjective decisions always go for them. Very rare. I mean, look at the Hearts game. They got one against them and they all fell out their tree. Brendan Rodgers is shouting about cheating and referee, and then all of a sudden he's changed his mind. Oh, he's not a bad referee. Why is that? Because he's starting to come round to your way of thinking. That's why he's not a bad referee. In other words, he's giving you everything. It's mad, mate. It's mad. But the whole of Scotland's this. We get bad decisions. Most teams get bad decisions. They don't seem to get a fair share of bad decisions, but everybody else seems to be getting it. And especially in the Old Firm games. It's just, they're all wanting Old Firm games. You're sitting going, they're ruined by these officials not standing up and refereeing it fair. Just be fair. And if they were fair this season, there wouldn't have been a title race, mate. It'd be over by now. Let's be honest about it. And they're greeting about VAR. VAR's kept them in the title race. Let's be honest about it.
I think there's the recent history with that club in the football and all that. I mean, they stopped the season. The season gets stopped early. They gave them the league. they never finished the season. They gave them the league. They got the sort of the annual winter shutdown moved so they could get their players in and so on and so forth. And they've done a whole load of other things that we could talk about and maybe shouldn't talk about. But really and truly, we're up against a whole army of shall we say,
policeman Bridge.
Yeah, and all over the media, all the papers, all the radio stations, and all the television stations. They are all, in my opinion,
they're not in all the radio stations.
Actually, no, this one. I don't mean this one, of course. I mean the mainstream television stations. It's absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I'll give you an example. I go onto YouTube to pick up the updates from Ibrox and their, shall we say, Ranger supporters. But what do you call them? Podcasts. And they're absolutely brilliant. And I saw one tonight, and I thought, I'll go and look at that. And it was shut down immediately. Who was in it? Frank McGarvey. Was it McGarvey? Who was the wee man? Where's the birds? Who's he?
Oh, Frank McAvenny.
McAvenny. Something was on, I just switched it off.
Oh, don't blame me. Don't blame me. You know. Right on there. We need people to phone in. 2 hours is a long time, mate, innit, for us. You know, that would collate to about 4 speeches for you in a rant, 2 hours, wouldn't it?
And I've got them all ready, mate, in case nobody.
Have you got any lists for us tonight? I've not asked you. Have you got any lists?
No, I've not done any lists, mate. No, I've not done. The last one I never quite get through, but I've not done any new ones now. I was going to wait. I said I'll wait. It's an important week, and it's concentrate this week, this game, because I heard people were talking about transfers and all this carry on, and you're going, no, that's for next season. This season's not done. We've got 4 games to win a treble. Let's be honest about it, guys. So it can be done. It's not a problem. It can be done. We're right in the 2 trophies. So as far as I'm concerned, we concentrate on that. Transfers are transfers, and who's going and whatever. But that's for later on. No, the new.
I'm disappointed. People like one of your lists, mate. They like an all-bear list.
My list is... there's plenty of lists you can make up, but this team will tell you. I'm looking forward to the game. I must admit, I'm not looking forward to
the list. I'm certainty I'm never sending you a jukebox again.
Don't take that. Well, that was an exercise to see if we could make it the worst picks ever. I think we succeeded.
Oh, you did?
They were dreadful.
Single-handedly emptied a boozer.
Oh, dear. Anyway, it was good.
What was that, mate?
It was good. I enjoyed that.
It was funny. Right, Bridge. Bridgeman, you're a more defensive... you see the big game in a more defensive light than I do, yeah? And I understood it. You always put the big stookies back at centre-half, the ones that couldn't play football. I thought you had bad players at the back. You know, you always done it. That's what you've done, you know. You know what the big stookies you put them back. You know? I get it. I understand it. You know, I'm not having it, you know. But you need a blend in a football team, you know. And it wasn't your fault. You were always second last picked, you know. But anyway, how would you set up, Bridge? How would you set up?
Well, the choice is very limited, isn't it? But I think the way the team ended, from a left back perspective, I would rather see the young boy Ridvan in a left back. He makes a difference to the team. It changes the balance in the left side, and I think we've proven that Borna isn't the bravest person in the whole world. So I think that the centre halves speak for themselves. I don't know if Balogun will be fit, so it would be Suter and Davies, I would assume, and of course Tavernier right back. There's your defence. What's the weaknesses? Well, based on short-term history there's quite a lot in there, but you need to come up, man up, defence. take no prisoners. Just take no prisoners. Don't try and be fancy. Don't do nothing. First 10 minutes, hoof the ball anywhere you want. You'll be forgiven. Just don't give goals away in the first 10 minutes. Simple. In my opinion, that's how easy it is. The rest of the team, well, I'm not quite as sharp as yourself with how good our midfield is. But I certainly wouldn't have any. I must have. Cantwell's a must. And the young boy for the Danish side, he's a must. Diamonde, yeah, he's a must. And I would, I think the wee Belgian boy, can't remember his name for that. They would be playing in my midfield.
So you wouldn't have Lundstrom or Sterling play?
No, I wouldn't have Lundstrom playing. No. Sterling I would put on the right. That's where I would play Sterling on the right, and you need to play the big Dessers. You've got to play him, and I would have Cantwell on the left. That's what I would play. Tear it apart, guys. Tear it apart.
I think you're a player short, Bridge.
How's that?
Because you've got Raskin and Diamonde sitting. Yeah, you can't go on the left. Dessers on the right. So you've got a 4-2-4. 4-2-3, mate. You've only got 10 players. You're one short.
No, Raskin.
Diamonde.
Who else did I play? I picked someone else in the midfield, didn't I?
No, you put Cantwell on the left. You had him twice.
Cantwell on the left, yes. Well, then, how come I did that?
I don't know, Bridge. It's your team. There was somebody. I'm sure I said 3. I thought 4-3-3. I thought that's it. But you did mention, but you mentioned Cantwell twice.
Oh, sorry, pal. Sorry. Well, Cantwell would be played wide left, in my opinion, and Dessers and the youngster up on the right hand side. Unless we've got someone, if you want to take a chance in the young boy McCausland, I would play him in the right. I don't have a problem with him there in the right, and that would allow Sterling to move back to there. That would do the fella. There you are. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right, mate. It's easy done, mate. Easy done. It's live radio, mate. It's live radio. Yeah. I mean, we're only amateurs. I know you're a highly paid professional, but the rest is only amateurs. Yeah. Is that right, Albert?
That's it, mate. We're just rank amateurs.
We've got the Olympic spirit. He wants his £50,000 for his gold medal.
He's worth it, mate. He's worth it. Every penny.
He wants the Higgins food race put the Olympics. Right. Albert, I think there's a couple of decisions that fall back. Is Ridvan fit? Do you go, if he's no fit, do you go with Barisic or does Sterling play there? That's decisions. If Balogun's no fit, or he's only fit for part of the game, I think it automatically will be Davis and Suter, mate. Yeah.
Aye. I'll give you my team.
Right,
Butland, Tav, Suter, Davis, Ridvan, Lundstrom, Diamonde, Sterling, Cantwell, Silver, and Dessers. Right? Because he'll play 4-2-3-1. That's what he's going to play. And with all the players available, there's no much mixing or matching or trying to come up with a different formula. He's going to play that formation. That's the formation he plays. So if he does that, it's going to be that team. It's near enough, apart from Ridvan, it's near enough the team that started last week. Excuse me. I don't think he'll change it. I don't think Lawrence has got the legs for a full 90 minutes in an Fulham game, especially first half. I don't think Dowell's got the legs for it either. Roof's definitely not got the legs for it. So you're looking at the A3 going, well, you're lucky they're going to go in the second half, and it'll be late on in the second half. You're going to have legs on the part. McCausland might come in. I think he'll keep him for later on as well. So it's limited. It's very, very limited, mate, depending on the score. But we need to get ahead in the midfield. And I wouldn't play a 4-2-3-1. He won't play it, but I wouldn't play it. I would drop Sterling right into the middle of that park, right into the middle of the park as well, and just play a 4-3-3. We can't go out on the right.
I don't disagree with you, mate. I think the best football we played this season was with Sterling and Jack. fit Jack for that period was next to Lundstrom and others, and I think Sterling was the find of the season. I thought McCausland was going to be for a half a football. I thought the boy, who got injured? What was the boy name? Zach Lovelace. When he burst onto the scene that day, I think he looked more ready than McCausland, but unfortunately, had a bit of bad luck. But Sterling's been a revolution for me. When we first seen him, I thought, oh, here we go again. We've seen him in midfield, that pace and power. I know Big Mucker sees it differently, mate, but for me, he's a leader and he can do a job in there, and I think he'd be a bigger asset in there than what I've seen he would be at fullback, right or left. Just my thoughts, Albert.
Aye, you're probably right, but I still like to see him getting a run at fullback to see if, like he agree, because I think he will make a brilliant right back. I really do. But again, he's so far he's shown that it's midfield is his position. There's no doubt about that. He plays well in there. The first problem we've got is I don't think Clement's changing anything. I don't think that's going to happen at all. So I think he's going to stick with the players he knows and the positions he knows, and he's not going to change. So if that's the case, and we play the 4-2-3-1, we're going to lose the midfield again. There's no doubt about it. And they'll overrun us again in the way they've done near enough. Well, that first half of the last game, because they want to finish this. They want to get ahead and try and finish this game early. That's their style. That's what they like today. And we need to hold them. We need to hold them. And the longer you hold them, the more it swings towards us, because they're going to go all out to try and end this quickly. And we've got to stop that. We've got to be aware of it, and we've got to stop it.
All right.
100% agree there, aye.
Right, all right. We better get these phone lines opened, eh?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. We need you to join us. It's a phone-in show for us to work. We need you to phone in. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Come and join us, give us your thoughts. Is all better right? Has Bridge got something in his team? There's a lot of similarities in the team because we are down to the bare bones, all better.
That's it. I mean, he's not got much to choose for, to be perfectly honest about it. Let's be clear on that. And if there's one thing you need in this game, especially early part, is legs. You need people to get about the park. I remember John Brown saying at that last game, like, they're sprinting and we're walking. And that's true, mate. That's what exactly was happening until we woke up in the second half. So if you look at the bench and you look what's available, there's not much available, mate. There's not much. Matondo, don't know. Big Seamer, don't know. They two would, fully fit, would make a huge difference on their games as well. But they're no. So that is what it is, and we've got what we've got. Would I like more players? Obviously we'd like more players, but just a left back, I mean, say, if what you call him, if Ridvan's no fit, it's definitely Sterling for me. Definitely, mate. That means McCausland will probably come into the team. I wouldn't play Barisic at all. How many lessons do we need to be learning with him?
I have to agree with you there, by the way. I have to agree with you fully about Borna. However, I don't think the manager will just dump Sterling in at left back. I don't see it. If Borna's fitness at all and Ridvan hasn't, I think he'll play Borna. I do think he'll play Borna in that case. It's just if the boy's fit, Ridvan's fit, he'll get in. He'll take the place. I don't see him want to play Sterling other than midfield or right wing. I just don't see him wanting to play him anywhere else because he can come back and he's got a wee bit of pace and a lot of strength. And I don't know whether you wanted to use someone just like him to mark someone, stay with them, and so on and so forth. Because the things that you said, Albert, earlier, they're going to start the game 100 mile an hour. That's 100% sure, 100 mile an hour, and they're going to come at us with all 11 in our half. That's what they'll do. Not all 11, sorry. The 10 outfield players will be in our half. And that's what they'll play. They'll play along the centre line. That's what they'll do. They'll just continue to do it. And all we'll be able to do is kick the ball up the park to nobody, unless Dessers is on his game, which makes a big difference. But I think that's the way I see them going to try and do it. If we forget them, what are we going to do? I don't know.
I think the thing is, well, all big games, Bridgman, you have to keep the ball, you have to make the right decisions and don't make the game difficult for you. And if you look back at the last game, boy, did we make it difficult to you. We were all right for the first 12 seconds or something.
But we know that was a big mistake by Tavernier. That was a huge mistake by Tavernier. He should have been shouting to the keeper to come and get it, or anything like that, or just
deal with it, Bridge. Just deal with it. Yeah, the first minute of the game, the wind's blowing right in your face. No problem. Yeah, you just turn and put it out the pitch, mate. Get your team round about you and make sure you don't lose a goal. You know, you've got to also play the conditions all better.
That's it, mate. It's he was caught sleeping. Let's be honest. And Golson was caught sleeping. I mean, Tav's taking a lot of stick for it, and rightly so. Because when he got to the ball, and he did get to the ball first, he should have dealt with it. But he thought that Golson was going to get after the ball. And I think personally, you will see it again. Golson should have went after the ball and tidied it up. But Tav actually got to the ball first after looking at Golson, thinking you're going to move for this, which he didn't. But again, fell asleep, mate. It's just caught sleeping. That's what it was. It's just as easy as that, mate. It's a fluke goal. Could have went anywhere, but it went in the net, and it should have never been to that. He should never be able to get his foot to block the shot, block the clearance, or if it was a clearance. Too casual with Tav. Fell asleep, mate. Caught rotten. Fell asleep, and that's what's going to happen. And on Saturday, they're going to start quick again, like they always do. No, you're not saying that nobody knows. I mean, it happens all the time. That's where they're going to start. They're not going to start at walking pace, put it that way. And we need to be ready for it. We keep saying this every game when we play them. And we're not ready for it. I don't know why, but we're not ready for it. So we need to be ready for this time. Give yourself a foothold in the game. Get yourself into the game. Let's see what happens. I mean, we keep giving them two goals at a start. I mean, we need to be handy if we would cut that out.
Well, it helps. It helps, Bridge.
Well, you know, Paul Bear's right. But the way, so sometimes you've got to look at it in a different manner. You've got to be able to say, if the opposition are going to do anything to you, you've got to be able to respond in the same way. In the same way. So, what happens against when Rangers do shall we say the silly things and lose a goal, or can he make a tackle? These kind of things. That just adds strength to the opposition players, because they then before you know it, they're going to pick out the weak links. And for the first half against Ibrox, Tav was one of the weak links for sure, and they pounded him. They absolutely pounded him. And that boy Maida beat him, forced Tav into mistakes for the most of the first half, and that means that one thing, you got the Maida and the rest of the Celtic team are on a high, and two, Tavernier and the rest of the Rangers players are on a low. They don't know what to do. How did he help Tav? How did he do this? How did he do that? These things need to be ironed out, and I'm not being funny. It's if you're playing football, it can swing on the mood. It can swing on the mood. You see what's going to inspire you. Well, the captain losing out within 20 seconds, trying to clear, couldn't catch the ball, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden he hits it off the opposition player and it goes into the net. What can you say? That's really inspiring. That's what I'm meaning. We have to do things to inspire each other during the game. Don't let them dictate and overrun you. That's what you say.
Right decisions, mate. Right decisions.
Another thing is the press. I mean, we press them the way we've pressed other teams this season. I mean, they're pretty ordinary. They don't like getting pressed like any other team doesn't like getting pressed. And you'll find that their players are pretty ordinary under a press. The fact is that we stand off them and let them play their football and let them pass the ball about and let them run about. That causes the problems to us. You sit and say to yourself, come on, get the press right, and you'll see how much they don't like under pressure with the ball. You'll see how ordinary a player they actually are. Because in Europe, that's what happens to them in Europe, and they look. I don't particularly watch them, but by all accounts, they look pretty ordinary in Europe, pretty below average, to be perfectly honest with you. And the results prove that. It's not that we're making that up because we're Rangers supporters. The results prove that. So you look at Europe and say, how are they doing? How's the teams in Europe? I know they're better teams in Europe, obviously, but it's as simple as a press, mate. Win your personal battles and get the press right. Let's see how talented you're supposed to be. Because up here, if you listen to some of the journalists up here, they're better than Real Madrid. I don't see it personally.
I know you're a big fan of the big press, mate.
I am, mate. I must admit. I do. All my shirts look good. They really do.
Love it.
No, but you're right, mate. You're right. But you've got to do that. The press at any level, and particularly at professional level, you've got to do it right as a team. All better than bridge.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And it's pointless if you don't. It's just pointless. You get picked off too easy if you don't all do it together. And the triggers have got to be right. And the commitment to the press has got to be right as well. It's no, I'm going to get to somebody in a minute. You've got to be on your toes and you've got to close your player down. By closing that player down, whoever's on the ball has not got an option. They've no choices. And that's when they really put them under pressure to see how talented they are or are not. It depends. And no player, you don't see any player basically all over Europe that is as well. When they get closed in like that and all other options get closed in as well, they're pretty limited. They're no Messi or anything like that, or any Esther, or no great dribblers of the ball. They're not. So we need to do that. We need to do a lot of things. We need to do it a lot better than we did the last time. But as you keep pointing out, we scored 4 goals. We did score 4 goals. No, don't forget that. We did score 4 goals, which means you can get at them.
Can you give us an idea what you think on this? I think we want, or most of the Rangers fans want Lundstrom to play. I just find Lundstrom is really, really slow. I mean, I'm not being funny. Really, really slow. And one of the reasons for that is he's too far back. So by the time he picks the ball up, he's got 20 yards to run just to get into the area he should have been in the first place. Maybe 25 yards. And before you know it, everything's all closed down. And I think if we're going to have a midfielder that's going to do these things, they need to be a lot quicker than Lundstrom. Lundstrom has not got the pace to do this. So get him up into midfield and stay there. And that means you've got to get the defence has got to do their work and got to do it well. Feed him the ball, or whomever it is that's with him. He's got to be fed the ball from defence and know him, go back and pick it up. And that's if we can do that, it's going to be fantastic. If we can't do that, then we could easily be overrun.
I've got a problem when Lundstrom goes deep, mate. We're really exposed in the midfield, especially if Cantwell's trying to join in. I'll use Cantwell. Yeah. Lawrence has played in that position at times as well, but I think Diamandi maybe played in there once as well. But when Lundstrom goes into that beside the centre halves, Diamandi's standing in front of him. Cantwell's 20 yards in front of him, and it is like a straight line right up the middle of the park, and you have no midfield all there.
Aye, it's hopeless, mate. It's just hopeless when they start that. Especially when he drops. I don't know if he's plenty of instructions he does that, but as soon as he does it, you know we're in trouble. It's an easy option for him to slip back in there, and then he greets and moans, telling you. Remember once after one of the games, he says you can't get near them. You can't get near them because you're too far away to start with. I mean, you've got to be in the middle of the park to be near anybody. And your mates have all got to pick up their men, so you've not got too much to do. But I'm right. I'm with you. As soon as he's back to that back four and starts Martin, Suter and Davis, that's it. You're sitting going, well, no midfield now. One guy in there, that's what you've got. One guy in there, and that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. That's how I'd play a 4-3-3 and put still into the midfield. Play Cantwell wide right and put Dessers and Silva up front. That's what I would do, mate. Make sure there's no the gap or the distance or the yardage you need to close somebody down is no like 20, 25 yards. It's no more than 10. No more than 10. Probably even less than that. So you can get to them right away.
We also need to learn. Sorry, I just automatically jumped in. I apologize.
No, that's all right, mate. On you go, Bridge.
No, I'm saying we also need to make sure that we're able to do what other teams can do against us, for instance, and use the ball over the top to our benefit, of course, rather than just smash the ball at the park and it goes straight to a goalkeeper or something like that, you know. We use Dessers, if we're going to use it as Dessers up front. Whomever is up front, use these little light high balls, if you follow what I mean, over the top of the defenders as our defenders get challenged that way. And sometimes we can get the ball and sometimes we can't, and that causes major problems. So we should be making the same type of problems for our opposition. And Dessers is quite good at pulling the ball down. I don't know if he's good running with the ball when he's pulled it down so much, you know. But we need to create that sense of danger. So the Dessers would be marked quite tightly, maybe with two men on him.
The guy's an enigma, mate. Yes, he really is. If you think back to that goal we scored in Betis, everybody's jaw dropped. I don't know if we cheered it. You know, we've seen, he gave us every kind of scenario. He's an enigma, Albert.
Oh, he isn't half, mate. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time. So what chance have we got to figure him out? I mean, I don't really care he's an enigma. I mean, I just care that he scores the goals. I don't care how he does it, just do it. But 1 minute he looks absolutely fantastic, the next minute he's just clumsy and hopeless. As Bridge was saying, the ball over the top, we've no pace, mate. We're speed merchants are injured. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Matondo and Seamer. And when you've got them on the park, you look at the midfielders at times and they'll no play that pass. They'll just no play that pass. But yet when Sterling's on or somebody, or McCausland or Wright or Silver are on, none of them are particularly fast. They'll play that ball. It's crazy. Whatever you've got to go the opposite way. But it's an effective ball if it's accurate. If it's just a big punt up the park, it's just punt up the park. It's just there's no skill involved in it. It's just a big boot up the park.
I just want to change the subject before any calls come in. Just it was announced the other night, but we've not really touched it yet. The other day that the statue for Walter Smith's going to be unveiled in Cup Final Day. So a fitting tribute to a great man, Albert.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Long overdue, mate. It's I believe it's going to be at the Copeland Road end. So I take it that's right next to the Blue Gates at the Copeland Road end.
Aye.
Fantastic news, mate. Absolutely fantastic. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it myself. Don't be yourself.
Aye. I think.
Any idea what time it's going to be? It's going to be before the.
I would imagine it'll be about lunchtime, mate. Yeah.
Lunchtime. Okay.
Let me see if I look and I'll get the time. I never took a note of that, but
no, I don't. We don't know if it's been announced. So
I'll see if I can get you to cut the ribbon, mate.
Aye, that'd be great. That'd be great. Because the reason I'm asking is that I would like to go over there and see it. I really would. He's obviously been a hero of mine, like a lot of other great Rangers. He was just, I never thought he would ever make it in that sense, but my God, did he turn my mind around. What a Rangers man he was. What a Rangers man. Fantastic. And thoroughly deserved.
I mean, would you play Scott Wright? Because obviously it'll be 2 years since he scored the league goal on the 11th of the 5th, and this Saturday's the 11th of the 5th. You know what I mean, Albert?
it's sad when we're going to that game, isn't it, mate? We're looking at things like that. It's sad. I mean, him, no, definitely not.
But would you not
Definitely
play him
not.
for the start then?
Oh, I want to play him at all.
You'd probably be
Poor
injured.
Scott. Poor Scott. Look, I know he's a smashing
I'd
fella,
take
yeah.
Broxy Bear up there. I'd take Broxy Bear up there and play him before I'd play.
Somebody said that on Saturday. It's the anniversary of his last league goal 2 years ago. It's some stat, isn't it?
What a forward there 2 years ago for. Oh, come on. It's a joke. What's he still at Ibrox for? It's just a joke.
He's virtually a millionaire and he's done nothing.
Too many on that bridge. Too many. Take the money, don't give you nothing in return.
61 games he's been involved in since
In 2 years. See, the trouble with these players is, just to touch on what the guys were talking about, the Scottish players and all that.
Mhm.
The trouble we've got with these boys is, see, when they sign for Rangers, they think that is the end of the journey. They think that's it, they've made it. Well, as far as I'm concerned, all you've done by signing with Rangers is getting the Rangers historian to pick his pen up. Now you need to give him something to write about. So all you've done is he's picked the pen up and went, right, you've signed for Rangers, right, what about to write? And then if he's no wrote it when you've left Ibrox, you're a complete and utter failure. And what you're wanting to write is you're part of winning teams and winning things. And too many of them have came to Ibrox, not just the Scottish boys, it's a lot of foreigners as well. Have came to Ibrox and historians get zero to write, zero, nothing. And that's what's been happening. As far as I'm concerned, as soon as you sign for Rangers, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of the story. You need to now prove yourself. Every single game, every single training session, you need to prove yourself. You need to work for the right to play for Rangers, and too many players are not doing that.
Aye, that's a fair comment. You put it rather well, didn't you, Bridgman? You put it rather well.
Sorry, Oxford, what was that?
Albert, I was being very complimentary to him. He hoovered it up rather well with his point there.
Aye. Albert deserves it. He's a very, very good pundit, I'll tell you. Very good pundit. Knows what he says. A good story to tell.
He's not a good DJ.
Don't ever get me to put records on Bridge, don't. I'm the Scot that DJ.
Excuse me. See, when you said Scott right earlier, I nearly choked. I'm not kidding.
I was being a bit facetious, but I think he'll be involved in the squad, and his numbers are abysmal. And listen, I wasn't against signing him. I understand the logic. You take a punt, it's low value in the whole scheme of things, but he's took a lot of wages out because of the length of his contract. A 4.5 year deal. He's still got another season to go. And the boys, we gave him a chance. We looked at it. He's played in big games. He's his starting 11. It's a foul.
We better give him another year, Ox. We better give him another year if he's on his last year. We don't want to lose him for nothing.
Oh dear. As you say, there's too much wages and no contributed. Albert, and the way you put it with the pen is brilliant. Right. Come and join us. We're going to have a tune shortly. We're only doing one tune tonight. One tune on there. Yeah.
Oh, fine practice last night. I was enjoying it last night.
Bad practice.
I bet you were emotional with the first one, weren't you? That was a wee tearjerker, wasn't it?
Oh, aye. The wife's. I can't start greeting in front of the wife. Behave yourself. I'm old school.
The last time I seen you like that was you were watching Kramer versus Kramer.
No, the last time I greeted was when she fun moustache. Plenty of tears that night.
I can vouch for that. That's terrible when you do that. Terrible.
But
what's your team yourself? What's your team?
Very similar to yours, mate. I would, if I was picking a team, I would go with if Redvan's fit. Redvan plays for me, yeah. So obviously, I'm assuming that Balogun's could be just cover. So you're stuck with Davis and and Suter. So Suter's getting, there's pluses and minuses in that, mate. Davis is a natural left footer, and obviously Suter's moving back to his natural side, so that's a plus. The minus is that Davis has hardly kicked the ball for us, so you've got that back four with Butland behind them. Now, I get Bridges' point about Sterling and Cantwell, and he mentioned Raskin. I would go with, I would play a 4-5-1, and my 3 in the midfield would be Diamande, Sterling, and John Lundstrom. Would I be putting John in form? I don't know if I would be at the moment, but he would be in, yeah, because I think the manager will pick up. Then you've got an argument in the wide players. So who would I play? You'd be ideally, I think you would be looking for Cortez and Seamer, particularly on the right side of the pitch, but we've not got them. Yeah, so I would want Silva to give us a Benfica-like performance in that part. Whether they can or no, I don't know, and they'll try and noise him up every which way they can, but we're really limited to who would play on the left, and I don't know if I could play Cantwell or Tom Lawrence there. And because of, you're then on the right side, where you'd want Sterling to play twice, like Bridgman done with Cantwell, because of the there's a choice. Then who do you play there? So you laughed at Scott, right? I wouldn't play Scott. You're then doing McCausland versus Cantwell, and I would go with Cantwell because I think there's a role for young McCausland to come on, because I don't think his form's been fantastic neither. So then it's 4-5-1 out of possession and work hard, and when we get up the park, you've got Diamande, Cantwell, Silva to join in with Dessers, and then you've got the discipline of having the two sitters who can cover, and they've got physicality, and all of a sudden you've got a bit of pace in there with Sterling, mate. That's my thing. People would say negative. Do I want to play like that? No, ideally, but I don't think the system that we play is conducive to some of the big games. I think people have worked us out. And what I will say is, I don't think the manager will do that. I think the team will be slightly different to that, but that's what I would do, Albert.
I wouldn't disagree with that, mate. But one thing about the manager, he doesn't change formations very much, if at all. But I agree with you, mate.
Away, didn't he? He done it in Benfica away. He played a 4-4-1 man.
And it worked. But we need a hold of the midfield. There's no doubt about it, mate. We need a hold of that midfield. And the way we've been playing recently, or the formation we've been playing recently, we've not been doing that. But we can do it. It's a proven fact we can do it, mate. There's no doubt about it. We can do it. Interesting. Very interesting, mate.
What are you finding interesting?
I'm finding it interesting that if he does change it, that's the bit that'll be interesting to me. If he goes the same way, then you know how they all need to play. They all need to put the effort in and do the press really, really well. That system's conducive to the press, the 4-2-3-1. But again, we need to do it really well. So that's the interesting bit for me to see if he's going to say to them. But again, you've got guys like Lundstrom who take me. I think personally he makes a decision to slow the games down. He's himself when he's on the park, mate. I don't think that's an instruction for Clement. I think he's just doing that himself, because I see him as a wee bit of a lazy player. Yet, see when he takes it in his head to drive us forward, he's a different player altogether. Completely different player altogether. When he actually takes something in his head to be positive, he's not a bad player. But it's when he starts that, slowing the ball down and getting back into defence, or getting back into the next to the two centre halves. That just brings all sorts of trouble for us. Trouble.
It's given me concern sometimes that the coaching staff have continually watched it in certain games, mate. Yeah, when he's too deep. Yeah.
Aye. But you don't know if they're telling him or shouting, get up.
No, that's what you don't know. That's what you don't know, you know. Or is he playing instruction? You know, that's the other thing you don't know, Bridget.
Oh, obviously. we just don't know. whether the manager's telling them you play the more defensive minded or whatever, I just hope that Lundstrom, if he's going to play, plays at 20 yards up. Can he play both the defensive? Mind you, I must admit there's times when he actually got himself made a good tackle or a good, shall we say, a good block when he's been back. But most of the time, he's been just completely bypassed, and their sharp play will tear us to bits because the midfield's not there.
If it was me, Albert, just before we go, what I would do is out of possession, the three in the middle, I would give them all Pacific guys to pick up.
So I was just about to say that. You need to go with your runners. They need to go with the runners. There's no doubt about that. And we've got a habit in these games going to sleep, no going with runners. Diamondi has got a wee bit of a problem with that at the moment. It's an experience with him. But we all need to go with the runners. Absolutely right, mate. And it's that requires work rate. That requires concentration and work rate.
All right, get yourselves on mute because we're going to have the first of tonight's tunes, Albert.
Oh, good.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, Foxkeen is an encore.
Oh, I thought we were away again there. I was up.
Another wee waltz in the scullery, Albert.
So I just sat seeing her back to the room and I was just don't go and get her again. We're off for another wee waltz.
You keep waiting for a lady's choice, didn't you?
I stay away for that, yeah. Right, we get more tunes later on?
I don't know, mate. You never know, huh?
Aye, let's hope.
So, you never know.
Aye, so the whole week's dominated with this game.
Of course, mate. Of course, this is if we can get a result, you're going into the last 2 games, the last 4 days of the season, mate. Obviously, a couple of years, 3 years ago, we won the league. We won it in a canter. We've had our trials and tribulations. They've won it by January, you know. If you know what I mean, when we won there, deliberately, of course, yeah. But this is a real contest, mate, yeah.
A proper contest. That's the way it should be. This is the way it should be, mate. That's what leagues are all about. It's supposed to be unpredictable and exciting and blah, blah, blah. The rest of it. There's certain clubs doesn't want that there enough. They don't like any competition, so they do everything to obliterate it by foul means, mostly. But it's enjoyable. I'm enjoying it. It's no good for the nerves, but it's enjoyable. That's what you pay the money for. That's what you want to see. We're still in it, mate. 4 games to go. Still in all the competitions, mate. What can you ask for? Already got a cup tucked away nicely. So far, so good this season. That's the way I'm looking at it now. So far, so good. Could be better. Of course, it could have. It could have been better. But you've got to let these things go on, mate. Now we are where we are. And can we win the league? Can we win this game first? Yep. Can we win the league? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I firmly believe it, mate. I'm not just saying it. I firmly believe it can happen. But first of all, you need to win this game.
Aye, if we can win this game of football, we win the 2 halves, mate. Doesn't matter how we do it, we win the 2 halves. Obviously, things become really nervy. And we'll get a massive game on Wednesday, but we'll come to that. By that time, we'll all have had to be in E&E and got all our medicines updated, mate.
No, Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
Aye.
Tuesday. Is it Tuesday, mate? Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Okay, what? You okay? Dundee Ibrox.
Aye, Dundee. Is that Tuesday? I'll just check it, mate. Yeah.
Go for it.
Aye. I will. Don't worry.
But that, I mean, I've been listening to the team talk or the rallying call for everybody, and it's right. The players shouldn't need that, mate. It's as simple as the manager saying, every one of you won your personal battles. Every one of you will be judged on the result overall, but you will be judged on your personal performances. And he's already he said it. I know when he turned around, he said 6 weeks to go in some of the contracts. It's not to say you're going away. Sorry, mate. Go for it.
Here's one for you. I just picked up that game on Tuesday. So that means that we'll have played 3 games in 9 days, yeah?
Uh-huh.
You with me?
There's a surprise, eh?
And then they'll have played the 3 games in 11 days.
Oh, surprise.
How did that imbalance happen, Oxjeff? How did that imbalance happen?
I never picked up on that, Bridge. That was very remiss of me. Thank you, Bridge. Just as well you're here. I take all that back, what I said about the big Stookie set it off.
There's an exception to every rule, isn't there?
Well, even a broken clock's right twice a day, Bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the truth. That's about me. That's about me at the moment, yeah. But what you're saying there is absolutely incredible. And this, shall we say, the first number of games in the shall we say the last 6, you know, the split.
Well, the split is obviously
so
fair up to.
We'll have played 3 games in 9 days. Is that right?
Yes.
And they'll have played 3 games in 11 days. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm right.
And nobody's picked up on that other than you.
Aye. It's just another advantage, mate. I mean, they've got every advantage going for them. Near enough. Well, not near enough. Every season. This is just another example. You get into this game with all your injuries, you're 3 points behind, you're 5 goals behind. It's a home game, a Celtic referee, Celtic VAR team. See, they've got every advantage going. They don't get booked for professional fouls. They greet and moan about everything that's shy. Anything that goes against them, they greet and moan about. Nothing's ever fair to them.
Don't get booked for assaults, as we see.
Aye. Well, McGregor does what he does and never gets booked, mate. It doesn't matter what it is, he never gets booked. Can do anything on a park. Brown used to do it when he was away with it. Only one that sorted him out was wee Alfie. He sorted him out. You just slap him about like the silly wee tramp he is. But Aye, so they've got every advantage going as usual, and then there's the final one. 3 games in 9 days, 3 games in 11 days. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And the next two, their last game is at Parkhead. Is it St Mirren at fucking? So St Mirren at Parkhead.
Yeah.
But again, mate. If we win on Saturday, they've got a wee trip down to a plastic park that they don't like.
Aye, and Ibrox will be bouncing on Tuesday, hopefully, because it turns into a massive game, and it'll be exciting, real exciting. But it'll be different. We need to get this result on Saturday. So come and join us. Give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. We need callers. We need callers to make the show work and to keep it going all better. It's no point, because we might as well just do a podcast.
Aye, that's it, isn't it? It's just, that's what's going to happen. It's just turn into a podcast and if nobody phones up. We need to get your ideas, your thoughts, bounce it off. Everybody get their opinion. Let's hear it. People
are putting themselves out a lot of work. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the boys behind the scenes who make it work. We make the technical stuff work so that the platform works, so that we can take all the calls. So we need you to use it because it's your platform. And if you want to get involved. You're welcome, isn't it, Albert?
Absolutely. Welcome with open arms. I want to hear for you.
Yes. Because our youth policy is not working, is it?
No.
We've got the young team, but they're coming out.
Oh, the alphabet team.
Aye, somebody's phone's pinging.
Alphabet team.
Somebody's phone's pinging.
But neither's got a name. It's AK and JM and GB, and it's just the alphabet team.
You ought to see how we spaghetti.
I couldn't spell me, I tell you. Anyway, so if somebody phones in and gives us an idea what they want to talk about, I think everybody's a bit apprehensive about the game. They're all sitting sort of looking at our team and saying, "Oh, these injuries, who we've no got." It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You've got to go with what you've got, and that's the end to it. There's another advantage. They're getting players back for their injuries, so-called long-term injuries. You know what I mean? 2 weeks is a long-term injury to them. And there's another one, by the way. Cortez and Danilo, are they going to make pre-season? Are they actually going to make pre-season? We know they're out for the season.
That's another question. Is Connor Golson?
Well, there you go, mate. Somebody said he never got a pre-season this year.
No. That was a shocking decision by Michael Beale. Shocking decision. Yeah?
Yep.
When they brought him back with no games, no pre-season, no games, and put him into the first game of the season. And obviously the other part of that game was Canwell was doing all right for us and they didn't play him. 2 shocking decisions, mate. Yeah?
This is the thing. This is the thing about this fitness brigade and all that nonsense. As I keep saying, it's a lot of garbage. How can he get on that part? Because they're telling the manager, he's no fit, he's no this, he's no that, you need to watch his minutes, and he's got near the red zone, we'll need to drop him, we'll need to keep him back, and he's not ready to play yet. Yet Golson can walk straight into that team with that preparation. Lundstrom can play most of the games, Tav can play most of the games. They never get into red zones or anything like that. It's just a case that if you want to play, you'll play. If you say to that manager, I'm ready to play, I want to play, okay, he'll play you. But that medical team, if you leave it to them, they just talk crap, mate. Absolute crap. And the fitness brigade, they just absolute nonsense. I would clear the whole lot of them out, mate. Because I don't care what anybody says. They do more to hurt Rangers than they do to benefit Rangers. There's no benefit to Rangers with these people at all. And they're proving it by letting these players let Golson. Don't get me wrong, Golson has had a nightmare of a season, an absolute nightmare of a season. Well, isn't he getting anything away for that? And that might have been because he didn't have his pre-season. But as you say, shocking decision. He's on the park, shocking decision.
No, it was a poor decision. Poor decision. not saying it was Connor's fault we lost the game, because we never scored and we lost a goal, you know. But I thought it was bizarre, because you're going about match fitness, and I hate to see it. I know needs must, but the first game of the season, you've got somebody getting in match fitness in the Rangers first team. Bridgeman, it ain't right, is it?
Never right. And any team I played with, I can assure you, if you didn't get your pre-season, then you can forget it. You got to prove that you're fit, and they're not going to put anybody else in hasn't done it. Everybody's got to go through their pre-season, and during that they're proving their fitness, and they'll be selected, or up for selection, should I say, in the first game of the season. If you've not done your pre-season, you're not even near it. So you have to prove that you've done it, because I can say this in all honesty. Pre-season is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. It's absolute murder for probably about 6 weeks. Murder Polis. And you can hardly walk and hardly move, and you don't want to talk to anybody, and so on and so forth. It's really tough. Of course, you don't mind after the training. You give a wee bottle of beer if you fancy that kind of thing. But you get him knackered. And that's what happens. But still, by the time it's all finished, you're feeling as fit as a fiddle and dandy. Really dandy. And you're up there and you go for it. And if you get selected in the first game, it's marvellous. It's just marvellous. And you get there and do what you can do. And that, if we can't get players like Connor Golson to do his game and play well for, let's say, 6 games in a row, and he's not done it, then there's something not right, and that's because he's not done his pre-season. That's it. That's the foundation of your fitness for the rest of the season.
He's obviously a naturally fit guy. We've seen that with Connor Albert, but I agree with Bridge, and I did at the time. I don't think I said a lot about it, but I thought it was a shocking decision.
Well, it's probably. I mean, I didn't say it. I don't think anybody said anything about it, but it's the proof of the pudding's in the eating. No, I mean, he's had a nightmare of a season. There's no going away from it, mate. I mean, he scored against us in 2 European games this season. Plus, he's gave away a soft penalty in the Old Firm game. He's had. These are just to mention some of the stuff he's had. He's had a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, mate. No going away from it. My pre-season consisted of the manager telling me to stop eating a bag of chips inside of the park.
You must have cleaned big time if you got a bag of chips, Albert.
I didn't say about them, mate. I didn't say about them. It was stop eating them and concentrate in the game.
Brilliant. Just brilliant, boys. Superb. I used to love that. You know, after the pre-season was done and you're fit as a fiddle, you know, you're up for anything, football-wise, like, you know, and you're feeling great. And but see, if you don't get it, it's like when you come back from an injury, you're desperate to play and you think you could do it, but the truth of the matter is you actually can't do it. Or you're kidding yourself on if you think you can do it. You can't do it. You've got to make sure you're fit and get back to whatever it is and a bit of strength and whatever the injury was. You've got to do that. Otherwise, you just do. You see it all the time with the players. They just do it again. It goes again. Ligaments.
What, you know, your worst injury, Bridge? Worst injury?
Actually, my worst injury was I got smashed in the knee, but nothing broken. No ligament problem. But for me, it was a soreness. And the one that did some damage to my game was a ligament problem in the ankle ligament. It's one of these ones that are
bruised ribs. that was torture, mate. That was 6 weeks of absolute torture. And also, I also fractured and dislocated my knuckle in my left hand. Ended up getting a plastic. And ended up getting a plastic knuckle put in it. So that was pretty painful as well.
I always thought you were a knuckle dragger. That just proved it. You know what I mean? I broke a nail once taking a throw, and that was painful.
Aye, snapped a lace. Hell of a whiplash off it.
The hammy, mate. Done the hammy, mate. That was bizarre.
I've done
so
that.
The
groin strains and all that nonsense, but that bruised ribs, that was painful, mate. There's just nothing you can do about it as well.
No. Broke ribs. Nose broke a couple of times. Anyway.
The wee midfielders always get the hamstrings. They're always getting the hamstrings done. Don't do nothing.
All I can describe it is you thought you were getting smacked to the leg with a cricket bat, Bridge.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
There was nobody near you. You know what I mean? What's happened?
Aye.
It's even worse when you watch the boys in the Premier League, for instance, in the English Premier League, and you see them pulling up, they're running full pace, and all of a sudden pulling up as I feel so sad for them, so sad, because it must be one of the sorest things. And by the time you pull up and you stop and you get maybe get rested, some of the guys are able to just stop and kind of trundle off the park in some way. My God, it must be the most painful thing. And then you've got all the checking to go through, and maybe 2 or 3 weeks before you're able to even touch a ball again. Oh, it must be a nightmare. Never happened to me with the hamstring. Never.
No, that's how I can describe it. You thought you were just somebody getting a cricket bat and wallop it with the back of your leg, and then you go, and then the muscles gone. And I don't think that some of the fast players are worried about Cortez and Seema, if I'm honest. If it's young men, if their hamstrings go, remember, there was a young boy that went to Brentford for his, he does the commentary, he's new coaching. Oh, what was his name?
Is it McCall?
Aye, McCabe. No, McCabe.
No.
No, it wasn't McCabe. It was a real youngster.
Red-headed boy. Yeah.
Aye, he gets smashed. He got absolutely smashed. I think he played, was it Peter Heed or something like that? He gets smashed. Was it no McCall?
Oh, come on. Hold on. He's an
for God's sake.
He does the commentary. He's been doing the commentary in Rangers
Radio.
Radio.
Right.
What's his name? I forgot his name. I'm having a...
I thought he was going to be a big star for us, that boy. I'm sure it was Peter Heed or some team like that, and he absolutely
he went to Brentford for £1 million.
I know who you are. McLeod.
McLeod, there you go.
Yeah, the boy McLeod. When he started having the hamstring injuries when he was playing with us as a young man, it worried me, and it's saying that's the Seema. And without knowing the details, Seema and obviously the boy Cortez, you know.
What you need to do is look at that boy Owen, Michael Owen. Before he got any hamstrings, he was some player. He wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't the same player after he came back. He started getting hamstring problems. He wasn't the same player at all. And it seems to be that way. And he actually had the problems when he was young, wasn't he? Because he was like a bullet, man. He put the ball through him, and you'd never could catch him. But after that, he sort of lost a half a yard anyway, at least.
The spring goes. Come on, come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Aye, bizarrely. But funny we're talking about injuries, because it has been some season all better.
Oh, hasn't it, half minute? It really is. I mean, every season we say this and you go, it's going to get better, and it seems to get worse the following season. So we started it again. It's bad this year. You're hoping it's going to get better next year. It's unbelievable.
Lewis McClellan.
Aye, that's it. Good wee player.
Carry on.
Good wee. He scored a couple of overhead kicks, didn't he?
Aye, boy, he was a good player, mate, playing in a bad team, mate. He was unlucky. He's timing it coming through the ranks, yeah.
Aye, good player. He's
back to the injuries, mate. Your spot. I don't think I've known anything like it this year. Honestly, I can't remember.
Oh, every single squad player has been injured. Every single, there's no, without exception. I think Butland's the only one. I don't think, he's not been injured. But every other one.
Don't say it.
Oh, I know, Bridge. You're terrible fate here. But every single one of them's had an injury. That's incredible. It's the ones that are out for the season. They're either out for, Seema, Matondo, they've been out a long time, so is Roof. But then you've got ones that are actually the whole season just been wiped out.
Danilo
and the other wee boy, Cortez. It's
attacked on the
crazy.
Pitch twice, Danilo. Attacked on the pitch twice.
Yep. It's I've never known it like this. But again, maybe just we're not looking at it right, but it seems a lot to me. Everybody's saying, all teams take injuries. I don't seem to see teams take as many injuries for a start and as bad at injuries, because they really are quite bad, and it's not right. You look at players down south, like we Salah. He what is it? He snapped a hamstring or it is, and yet he's back playing. Their players never seem to get back playing properly. Redvan, there's another. He was out for a long time as well.
Aye, his injury spanned 2 seasons.
it's mad, isn't it? It's just mental. But it's and funny enough, it's the first thing Clement mentioned as soon as he came in the door. Too many injuries. What's happening here? This won't happen again. We need to look into this. And he thinks, for what he's saying, he's not actually coming out and said it in as many words, but he thinks he's found the problem. I hope he's right. I hope it is something we've been doing wrong. But again, then you've got to look at the medical team and the fitness brigade again. I've been saying it for seasons, by the way. I don't trust them. I just don't trust them. They're either totally incompetent or whatever.
Well, I'll give you that, mate. I'll give you that. But, it's just I've never done anything like it, mate. And there's a lot worried me because the muscle injuries worry me. Contact injuries, Bridge, they're part of the game, aren't they? It's hard to legislate, but you know, when you start getting muscle injuries, you start thinking, what are we getting done wrong? Is it warm up? Is it conditioning? Is it pre-season? You know, all the things you've mentioned, Bridge.
Yeah. There's sometimes, like Balogun, is a muscle injury aggravating something else? I think somebody said it was a spine problem. Like, my God Almighty, it can't be, you know. It's surely that's a muscular thing, because he was saying he could be back and playing and that. It should be all right. And I'm going, where did he get that from? If he's damaged his spine, you can't do nothing about that. Other than to get it fixed, like, you know. My God, you just don't know. You just don't know. All I've got to say is, today, in this modern day, our coaching management teams, coaching teams, they're not doing the best, in my opinion, for the players, because there's an enormous amount of injuries. And a lot of that, when you watch some of these teams playing us, particularly Rangers, of course, you see them and there's late ball, late in with a tackle, and deliberate follow-throughs, all these things. And that's going to cause injuries, a whole load of them. Maybe not for that game. The injury might not surface itself until 3 or 4 days later, or maybe even a week later. But there's tremendous contact with other teams, very, very much so. And that causes major problems.
Remarkably, this team and some of these squads that we've had doubts about, and we've critiqued, and we've looked at them, we've mentioned them, and they've earned us some amount of money in Europe. They've gave us runs at games winning. They failed in some games. I understand that. They're now at the cusp of winning a treble. They go as deep into Europe. It's remarkable, really, isn't it? And in some ways, for all the criticism we've gave them and we've panned them, and we all have at times, yeah, they deserve a lot of praise in another one as well, mate.
Well, they've done some remarkable things. There's no getting away from it. It's not this particular squad. This part of the squad has played its part in it. There's other players, obviously, that are away who've played their part. But aye, you're right, mate. In this season, we're in every competition and we went deep in Europe. So why they're getting panned now is because of the important games they've lost. That's all. Because let's be honest about it, we should near enough have this league wrapped up. We really should. Looking forward to the Scottish Cup final. That's what should have happened. So they get panned for that, and rightly so, because it's the manner in which they're losing the points. If you get outplayed and brilliant goals are getting scored against you, you've just got to put your hands up. We've done it in Europe, played teams that are better than us, and they put us out. You went, well, fair enough. The better team played better football and deserved to go through. But in Scotland, you're watching like the Ross County game, the Motherwell game, the Kilmarnock game right at the beginning of the season, the Dundee game there recently. I mean, that's why they're getting panned, mate. To put the performances in is ridiculous. And But as you said, you've still got to give them some praise. You have, because we're still in all the domestic trophies. We've won one and we're in the other two, and we'll go into the last the knockout stages of Europe. I actually thought we went out with a whimper against Benfica in the home game I'm talking about. I thought we just went out with a whimper.
I thought we got with tactics, Ryan. Ryan, mate.
Aye, because I definitely think we had the beating of them. I definitely did.
I
Are
think
they
we're
still
just
in the
poor.
tournament by any chance? Are they still in
What's
it?
that, mate?
Is Benfica still in it?
No, Marseille knocked him out in the last round, mate.
Aye. I thought we had the beating of Benfica, to be honest with you.
I thought
Anyway.
the top parts of that game we played quite poorly. That team
Aye,
just
Ibrox.
absolutely murdered us. Play-wise. Ibrox, yeah.
Done all right over there. We did do all right over there. We should have actually won that game over there.
Well, you take it was a
Couple
terrible
good chances,
penalty kick we gave away and a terrible one goal. Albert.
Absolutely. Big corner scored again in Europe against us. And yeah,
You've got something against him.
it's just he's had a nightmare, mate. This season has been a nightmare for him. But aye, you're right. It's an own goal and a penalty kick that I really don't think should have been a penalty kick. But there you go. It is a penalty kick. It's the same as that first one on Saturday or Sunday. I thought it was a penalty kick, going with what everybody else has been getting and we've had against us. I'm saying penalty kick, but everybody else saying no, it's no.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you see, and particularly the BBC are notorious for it. You know, re-referee the game. You know, and no matter what Rangers have done or how well they've played, if there's a chance that it could be a penalty against Rangers, it's a penalty. The BBC pundits will say it's a definite penalty. If Rangers get a penalty, no. It's it'll come up with some fancy description of it. You know, I remember one it says like biomechanics or something like that. You know, the guy handles the ball. There, they try to make it sound as if that was a wee mistake. The ball played him. You know the old thing when we were younger. No, the ball played me. No, I didn't play the ball. The ball played me. That kind of thing. So that they make that, and that's the way they press it. They press it. The Rangers bad, everybody else good. That's the way I look at it.
Best thing is, don't watch it. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yep. Aye. Come and join us last half hour. Use your thoughts on the team. Your hopes and aspirations for the weekend. I'm saying we just need to win both halves of football, Albert. It's not difficult, is it?
Doesn't sound that difficult to me, mate. It sounds achievable. So aye, that's all it takes. How you do it, win your battles, the usual. There's nothing new in football. It's a pretty simple game. Are they all going to go after that? Big deal. Rangers play in a louder atmosphere at Ibrox, so these players should be used to it. No, I mean it's nothing in that. It's a better atmosphere in Ibrox anyway. So you sit and go, well, it's not that dangerous or whatever you want to, however you want to put it. It's just be switched on. Don't go off sleeping into the game again. I kept saying it before the last game. Don't sleepwalk into this game. And what happened? They sleepwalked into the game. Don't learn it. They should learn for it now. Come on, if they've not learned now, there's something seriously wrong with these players. And you know they're just going to put the ball right up that part in the first couple of minutes to see what you're going to do. As Bridge says, no hesitation, no mincing about. Just get yourself in the game. If you go to blitter it clear, and get a foothold in the game.
Mm-hmm. Make the right decisions, Bridge.
Yes, and whenever you can, make the right decision. Certainly not the wrong decisions. And certainly in the first 10 minutes. We will go through the game, and every team has it, unless they're absolutely massive tip-top form. But they have mistakes are in every game, and every player's got got the ability to make mistakes, and that's for sure. So we want them to be playing at the top of their game, and the more they are on top of your game, the less mistakes you're going to make, and the best chances will come your way. And whether it's from a midfield perspective, some players are really good midfielders, and within 20 yards are having a shot, and that's what we would like to see. Like to see the people pressing and pushing and playing really good football. And then at the end of the day, I don't really care. We could play really good football or really bad football, but get us up to that 20 yards out line, and let's see what we can do. And somebody can have a shot, particularly our midfielders. Some of them can hit the ball and bend it and so on and so forth. Be really good to see and get ourselves a goal. If we go 1-0 ahead of them, they're going to start to fold. I can tell you.
Well, we saw we get the first goal. We didn't have a chance the last game because obviously we made it difficult. But
was it 27 seconds or something?
Oh, something like that, mate. Something like that.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So how you kill atmosphere in a football ground? 27 seconds. Good grief. And still we come back. And that's the way you look at it. Still we come back,
that's the bit. For us, we shot ourselves in the foot and we were poor, and you rightly said we were awful in the first half. But you hit them with a stick, but then you've got to applaud them for the way they rebounded the second half twice.
Yep. It was 2-0. Was it 2-0? 2-0. And then we pulled that back, and then we lose another one, and then we can pull that back. You're just what if, and it's just what if we only. We keep saying it, but me personally, I don't know about you. I mean, I definitely think we can win this. No problem. I think we can win it, mate. No problem. Because there's nothing new here. There's nothing coming that you've not seen before and heard before.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Hi, good evening, everyone. How you all doing?
Hi, Bob.
Good, mate. Good, mate.
Hi,
Bob.
everybody. I just assume we're all looking forward to Saturday and analysing what we can and can't do.
Aye, mate. Aye.
Well, that's it. Let's just get in here, roll the sleeves up, and do our best. I'm sorry for my conduct the other night. I was losing it a wee bit.
Must have missed that, Bob J. You're one of life's gentlemen. You're one of life's gentlemen. One of life's gentlemen. Bob,
I know.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You're allowed to lose it, Bob. Heart and hand and all that carry on. It's sword and shield and no surrender and all that nonsense. It's all there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's who we are and what we believe in. So let's carry these beliefs into that place on Saturday. Because they'll carry their beliefs onto you. Let's carry ours onto them. Big time. Every time. Is there any news on injuries or anything?
No, we're just waiting for another 5 injuries to be announced, Bob.
I think you can guarantee, Bob, there's going to be injuries.
There'll be an injury someday. And you're not coming out that game on Saturday without any injuries. And then again, it's the focal point. We'll care if we've won the league or no on Saturday. So, then again, if we do win on Saturday, you have a couple of games to go, we're going to need everybody. I see he's interested in a central defender, but that's for next year. But here's hoping we can go for it on Saturday, boys, and do the best we can.
Bob, Jed, you're a man of a certain fitness. What is it, fear, mate? We're not going to play Real Madrid, are we?
No, they're not exactly Real Madrid. No, I don't need to quote their players to you. They're nothing special. And I'll say one thing about one of the players. I'm pleased that they gave that Scales a 6-year deal. That encourages me. So I said, no. They're not anything special. They're talking themselves up. Or reaching their peak. We're going to have fun. You've seen the quotations he's made. Are you? Oh, well, we'll see about that then. As I said, you know the cry, guys. Get in about it. Get that blue jersey on and get in about it, because they're nothing. They proved it this year. 7 weeks ago, they were going to sack the board and get rid of him. So what makes them so special now? It's our failings that's got them there. our failings, it's not their achievements, it's our failings that got them there. And we're going to try and make up for it on Saturday. They owe the supporters that.
Bridgeman.
Bob Deere's right, 100% right. You try to listen to a bit of sense and listen to someone that can talk about a sense. There's very few in Scotland can regarding that. But Bob Deere's bang on. The manager comes out and says ridiculous things, and everybody's screaming they're going to beat us and so on and so forth. They're only beating their own drum, which they've every right to do if they want to. But there's no truth in half the things that they say. There's no truth, and Rangers just need to try to get that out their mind. If they hear anything like that, just try to ignore it and do our thing. And our manager and the coaches have got to stamp it into these players now. Stamp it in how good they are when they watch them at training. Tell them they're good. Tell them they're good. No, you're doing well. That's brilliant. Well done, son. Hard luck. And all that, all that nonsense. They've got to do it. Don't stand saying they're rubbish. Just tell them they're great and build it up. That's what they need to do. Because that's all they do to themselves.
On you go, Bob Joe.
Probably the most ludicrous comment this week from McAvenny. He's not seen nothing. If Rangers go down and said they're going to sack Clement, I don't think so. I would doubt that very much. What I think he come away with, but then again, his mental prowess wasn't the best anyway. I'm no hyper intellect, but there is he. But he come away with something like that is astonishing and ridiculous. It shows you what they're thinking.
You don't bother about him, Bob Joe.
It's called clickbait, Bob Joe.
It's what?
It's called clickbait, Bob Joe. They put it on.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you suspect somebody like him.
Anyway, we've also been joined by Kilmarnock. Evening, Kilmarnock.
Good evening, lads.
Evening.
Bob Joe, Paul Bear, Ox Bear, and Bridge Bear. Is that right?
The Bridge man.
The three bears.
The three bears. Right.
Who's Goldilocks?
You.
That's Fox.
He's coming to you.
Folks. Just listening, right? Just in, so I tried to phone earlier, but just the only manager that's getting sacked this Saturday will be the tranny. Can't say the word, know what I mean? But tranny pumper, know what I mean? He's the only man. See, when we beat them on Saturday, they'll turn on him. They're all just waiting for it. They'll turn on the board, and then once we get that treble, he'll be at the door. So there's only one manager who's coaching a shaky nail, and it's no Big Phil. That's fact. As I say, they don't like him.
No. Albert, they don't. I don't like him either, but that's a different story, Albert.
I don't like him either, mate. But back to McAvenny saying to Bob Gear was saying about him, you don't trust people who's got nostrils bigger than the Titanic funnel. I mean, things he snorts at him.
He's still trying to find his treasure, that McAvenny, isn't
he? He's lost at him. But aye, so you're right, though, man. If we beat them, or when we beat them, you're right with the when. When we beat them, we'll see what happens then. Because I'm telling you, they'll fill their nappies. Their bottle will just crash, mate. Because they think they're cakewalking this and strolling it. They've been saying it. Oh, we'll just do this. We'll just do that. But we keep giving them 2 goals at a start, and we still keep pulling them back, and they're hanging on at the end of games. If we turn up and play a full 90 minutes, or as Ox says, 2 halves, if we turn up and do the 2 halves, play well in the 2 halves, they're in for a big surprise. They're in for a big surprise.
I'll tell you a story about McAvenny. So I stayed up the mountain when I was younger, and basically we had 4 closes that faced each other. 2 in the middle, 2 at the bottom. He stayed in one of the middle closes. So as you're a wee boy, you came home from school, you get the ball out, and the 2 closes are your goals. And it's just natural. You play across the road, that's your goals. But it's 2 aside or 1 aside, whatever you play. His wee ma used to come in their wee blue mini. Not a car on the street, because back then there was no many cars. And instead of parking either side of the close while you were playing football, she'd park right on the close. And I used to think to myself, your boy's a professional footballer, yet you want to ruin a wee boy's playtime after school. You know what I mean? Horrible. But that, as I said, it stayed across the road to us.
What
And
colour
that's
was the
what-
mini? What colour was the mini?
I actually think it was blue, to tell you the truth. He did like a beige capri. I remember one time I
Aye.
stole a motor, wrote it off along with my sister's motor, right enough. So it was him and McGarvey used to cut about together. I think it was McGarvey. But anyway, Saturday, I think I like to see Clermont earn these crusts on Saturday, and Gerrard used to throw something in, didn't he, out of left field. Even start people that want to get games and all that, or new signings. I would like Clermont to put Sterling in that midfield. You know what I mean? We all want it.
I
You're
would
no
agree with that.
alone, though, Marnock. You're no alone.
We all want it. Even if McCausland gets on, or even we're putting Cantwell out in the wing, so be it. You know what I mean? And Cantwell needs to do his job. He needs to kind of drift in. Well, can drift inside to the centre front, but he needs to be disciplined if he's put out there and say, "Well, we need you as a bid." But I think we'd all have it. I'd even drop Lundstrom for him, to tell you the truth, if Cantwell was going in that midfield. Because as much as Lundstrom, I think, was involved in 2 goals, I don't think he's got legs and he's not been doing it, has he? Assisted in 2 goals, sorry, at the weekend there. I wouldn't mind if Sterling was in that position instead of Lundstrom, to tell you the truth.
I think the two of them should be in there personally, mate. Yeah.
And Diamande.
Aye, and then I would play a 4-5-1, but not a defensive 4-5-1, but just you have to get into shape when you're out of possession, mate. Yeah.
4-5-1 would be good. So I presume Cantwell he's in that midfield anyway, and Silva would it be then?
Well, we're short of options, though, man. I think you were close to getting selected, if I'm honest, mate.
And I've got a messed up toe as well. You know what I mean? Flip flops and mopeds, they don't go. Aye, we're short of options, but you know what? We are. People, even Rangers fans, aren't expecting us to do anything. We need to go there and win. Even a 1-0, 3 points is all that matters. And I'm sure we could demolish Dundee, but it's one game at a time, I suppose, for us at the minute. No, I mean, we just need the 3 points and take it for there.
All better.
That's it, mate. 1 game at a time. Beat them. That's just the most important thing. Beat them. I know they're super confident. Like, you know that. They're out bragging and everything what they're going to be doing and how it's all going to work out for them perfect. Somebody would think that they'll get some sort of arrangement where officials will talk the way they're talking. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time, I suppose. There's something strange going on, very strange. The Rangers are more capable of going up there to beat them. I know we've not been playing well, but still, we have played well parts of this season. And if they can bring that form back on again, go up there and do it, and we'll beat better teams than them away from home in Europe. So it's possible, mate. It's very, very possible. I'm not writing nothing. I heard the boys say it the other night. There's no white flags going up here. Well, I'm the same. There's no white flag going up with me. Never will be. Never, ever lie down to them.
That's exactly the way most of us feel. Never, ever. Can I ask you a question very quickly? Who's Jose Cordoba?
Is that the centre half?
A pass. I don't know who the guy is at all.
He's a centre half. He plays with Levski Sofia.
All right. Okay. I think there's news about Rangers going on about it. Just a wee text flashed up on my phone there. Jose Cordoba to Ibrox or something like that. I thought I'd ask you something.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Just bide your time. There'll be loads of them, but you've got loads of them.
Yeah, I'm quite happy.
Just a wee walk down memory lane. 2009, on this day, Stephen Davis scored a goal at Ibrox in 2009 to help springboard us to the league that year. We'd fought back for 7 points behind Kilmarnock to win the league, and we won it the last game of the season at Tannadice, yeah?
Aye, was that 3-0, Tannadice?
Aye.
Aye.
Big laugh,
Yeah,
the big daffodil, wasn't it?
Aye.
That's right. Aye.
I think I was at a party all night. Party all night before, and we stayed up to watch it. That was good. But the team need to believe. You know what I mean? The team need to go out there just in that programme on RTV. Neil McCann's gone. We were going there to win. That's all they had in their head, and that's what this team need to do. They need to go. It's last chance lottery for us. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. A draw, they might slip up against Cully, but you know what? We want to keep putting in our hands, beat them. But it's 1-0, deflected goal, a penalty, whatever, a dodgy penalty. We're due one back. You know what I mean? A dodgy goal.
No, it's a penalty there in
Everything.
14 years.
I don't think you're going to get a penalty at Celtic Park.
No, it's one in 14 years.
I don't think so either.
It's funny how that's
was
never
interesting.
mentioned with the pundits, isn't it?
No.
It was an interesting start that Linda came out with, wasn't it? I think it was for Heart and Hand with the 13 out of 16. They all had to get looked at with VAR. You just wonder how many they've got looked at. The same start, you know what I mean? How many have they been gave right away, or how many have they been given? That'd be an interesting start. But I tell you what, it's still got to be 30. It's still got to be 13, is it?
I think it's a conscious decision now, but I think it's a conscious decision with the referees that they're not going to give penalties. They're just going to just leave it alone and let VAR pick it up. And if they don't pick it up, it's never going to be given. I think that's what they're doing. I think they've just abandoned their responsibility on the park. I don't know if it's a good thing. Aye, that's basically it, mate. And then together there's that clown there on Saturday did whatever and says, "Oh no, that's no penalty." So you're saying, well, hold on a minute. VAR calls you over, so VAR sees something that's an obvious mistake, but you're not agreeing with it's an obvious mistake. So that tells me they've just abandoned getting penalties in live time.
And I suppose that is their bottle, because obviously they get marked down for making mistakes. So now they're going, I don't want to call that in case it's wrong, so I'll leave it to VAR, so they're not getting marked down. So it's their own, but they're not comfortable in their own competence, are they then? If they're leaving it out, you still make that decision, that split decision, and if you go to it wrong, then you learn from it. The VAR corrects it. Well, it should anyway.
So
One
man,
thing
I think they feel comfortable not giving a decision to Rangers. This is what I honestly believe. I think they're quite comfortable in not giving a decision to Rangers and just allow the play to go on. So after 3 moves, 3 passes of the ball, and then that's forgotten because the game will just race on then. And I think that's what they do. They just don't make the decision. For the opposition, they always make the decision. Always. In my opinion. So forgive me, I'm a bit biased.
Just a wee bit. Bob, and you come, mate, before we start wrapping up.
Well, I mean, they're on about this VAR again. I was in an argument, and I mean an argument the other night, that one of them says to me, "Oh, I see you've got a penalty yet again." I says, "Look, never mind about the rest of them." I says, "You're talking about the latest thing. The laddie was standing on the line. He knew the ball was going by him, so he palmed it off the line with his hand. Blatant penalty, red card was the last man." Okay, what he says to me in reply, "I couldn't help himself. He was falling back, and the ball hit him." That's how biased they are against you, these people. How biased they are. For God, I've never seen a more blatant penalty all the days of my life. And I'm of the opinion, like you, Dominic, I think what you're trying to say is that this VAR is ruining the game. And that statistic you come away with Monday night was absolutely right. Absolutely right. It'd be all these decisions against the Rangers. Unbelievable.
I actually like the VAR, Bob J.
You like it?
I think it's really good because it's correcting bad referees and big decisions.
Well, you've got an abundance of bad referees. I didn't like the VAR, Paul, but we'll have to agree to disagree. It's too blue.
Maybe that's how the VAR does it because it's too busy. There's smoke coming out.
It's the same idiots that if they're not in the park, they're in the VAR room, aren't they? It's the same incompetent
clowns.
There's no shortage of them.
Clowns.
Aye. Right, Dominic. This is again, doesn't matter in the circumstances. It's all about attitude, isn't it?
It's about belief, belief in yourself, belief in the team, believe in the manager's tactics, believe you're better than them in that tunnel. In fact, going on that bus, going into that stadium, you're better than the fans, you're better than that club, you're better than their manager. You're better in life than the whole lot of them put together. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to take in there and go in there and take the points and silence the place. You know what I mean? Just silence them. And only shouting and greeting, they'll be doing a little bit they're bored and their stupid manager. The Sharks will be out.
See, right. the trouble we've got is it's another advantage to them is they're playing a big team, whereas we're no. So they're all they all got up for playing the big teams. So that's another advantage to them. So I agree with Dilmana. You got to go up there and believe. And I know Clement believes. He definitely believes in the background. Alex Ray believes. There's no doubt about that. We Alec will not show the towel. No chance. So I just got up, believe, and win your personal battles. Take it for there. It all starts for there, mate, as far as I'm concerned. Win your personal battle.
Okay, last word for your good self, Bob J.
Well, for as poor as we've been lately, we've still got more than a decent chance of winning this league. Let's take it on Saturday. As we're all saying this word, believe, please believe, Rangers. Heart in hand, the Rangers, Bridge says, the Rangers need us. Let's go for it and do our best. And I'll sign off, first of all. Thank you very much, lads. Catch you later.
Cheers, Bob J. Top man. Dilmana Ken. Always pleased to hear from you, mate. Last word.
You're welcome. I think Silver's going to show for us. I think he's starting to improve the last 2 or 3 games, and the time is now for him to turn this game for us. Know what I mean? And I do think, as much as I think Dessers is a bit of a donkey, again, I think he'll get a chance, and this time he will bury it. So 3 points back across the city to Ibrox. Then it'll be onwards to win the next 2 matches and get the goal difference up and get that league title back where it belongs.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go difference, mate. I think we're beating them. Kilmarnock will take something off them as well. Aye, believe. Onward and upward to the Rangers. No problem, mate. There'll be no white flag in this house.
Yeah. Good to have you on, mate. Good laugh. Yeah. We managed to get Hoovers in, Irons, Presses. Yeah.
Windy cleaners.
Bags of chips.
White flags. No.
Big Stevie messaged me and said that if it was only a bag of chips, you're all right. You'd have pie supper. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? A brilliant night. Absolutely superb. And lovely to hear Dilmana Ken back on again. Magic to hear you, pal. Can I just say to yourself, Foxy, thank you very much for tonight and your techie team in the background, and of course, my buddy there, Albert, for carrying me through this. I'd just like to say that to all the Rangers fans all over the world that are listening in here on Rangers Radio, remember we are the people. Remember, it's a huge game, biggest game of the season, probably of any season now, coming up at the weekend. And Rangers need to come and attend and do the business. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because they know the Rangers need us. They need us always. Keep it going.
Yeah. Thanks to Bob J and Dilmana Ken for joining us. Thanks to Albert and the one and only Bridgeman for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals in the background. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.